The upsets that occur on a Saturday by Saturday basis are amazing. Statement game, Oregon Ducks. What a shootout, 32-31 over Ohio State. Dylan Gabriel, the transfer quarterback, lit the Buckeyes up. Man, there were so many great athletes on the field in that game. I'm talking high draft picks. Those two teams combined for 963 yards, up and back and up and back. And Dylan Gabriel was pretty impressive. And the first time they really had a breakout offensive game down the field. So that was amazing. Dan Lanning, just what a firebrand he is as head coach of the Ducks. Man, he lost his mind on the sidelines at the end of the game, and he's running around and he's high-fiving and he's hitting people and patting them on the back and knocking them down and running into the Ohio State quarterback by accident while he was slapping hands with a police officer. I mean, he was really wired. But statement game for Oregon. Here's the unique thing. Those dudes are probably going to meet again in the regular season.
Right on.
Big Ten championship game.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
And there might be a potential in the college football playoff. They butt heads somewhere down the road.
Excellent.
It was really cool. I wish I could say something was cool about USC, but another last-second loss. How's the move to the Big Ten worked? 3-3. Lincoln Riley catching a lot of flack. His quarterback, Miller Moss, hung in there. Woody Marks had a 100-yard game running the football against Penn State. But in typical Southern Cal fashion, in the era of Lincoln Riley, not much defense. And Penn State went up and down the field. Drew Allar, their second-year quarterback, threw for 391. They got a tight end, Ty Warren. I've never seen this. Well, actually, I did one time. A game I broadcast in college football. I've never seen this in modern-day football. Ty Warren caught 17 passes for 234 yards.
Wow.
He's tight end, H-back, fullback. They ran him all over the place, and he was open from here to the LA Coliseum. I mean, it was an exciting game. Penn State, this might be the best modern-day offense I've ever seen from any at Penn State. At Penn State, it's always run the football, play defense, and
right.
We got those bland blue and white uniforms.
Exactly.
And, I mean, they were dynamic. Here's the thing that set me off. And if I hadn't had my seatbelt on the plane, I probably would have stood up. Final possession, Southern Cal. Going down the field methodically with 2 minutes to go, 3 timeouts in his pocket. They let a minute 20 run off the clock. They never took a timeout. It's not like you're going to get a bonus if you go to the locker room with timeouts in your pocket. Why did Lincoln Riley not use timeouts at the end of the SEC game so they could plot and configure what they wanted? And instead, they had incomplete passes, took a sack, had a delay of game penalty. You got 3 timeouts, use them. All you needed to do is get the ball inside the 40, you kick a field goal, you win the game. Didn't. Threw an interception right at the end. Now you go to overtime, Penn State goes right down the field. Bingo. So, tough loss. They're 3-3 on the season. UCLA, tough loss. Not a very good Minnesota team, but you lost to them again at the end. Bruins have lost 5 in a row. Ethan Garber's quarterback, he coming off an injury. He competed, but he threw 3 more interceptions. Turnovers are becoming part of the problem there. San Diego State, Wyoming. That's a tough place to play. Now, they're all excited up on the Mesa. The Aztecs got a win. They're now back to 3-3. But Wyoming is one of the worst teams in modern-day college football. They can't freaking throw the football. It's power football, run it. If we got a quarterback who can run it, can play a little defense, etc. Aztecs really scuffled and struggled, but they came back and they won it with a touchdown and field goal right at the end. So I'm not hanging my hat on a hell of a lot at San Diego State. They're 3-3. I haven't really beaten anybody yet. They're on a bye week. When they come off this bye week, Vegas, Boise, Washington State.
Oh, here we go.
Now we'll find out how much they've improved or how good they are. So we got that. And one other note, we got the AP poll. It's upside down. I mean, there's so many strange things happening in college football with wins and losses and upsets. I don't think anybody can tell who's the elite team in college football. Now, granted, there's going to be a 12-team playoff because John mandated a 12-team playoff, so everybody will be in the playoff except Eastern Kentucky. So But what a wild year in college football with, week by week, there's at least 2 massive upsets. And how different is this? This week's poll, read the fine print. Who's 23rd? Who's 25th? Army, Navy.
Yeah.
Both unbeaten. It is the first time since 1960.
Wow.
Army and Navy have been in the poll simultaneously. First time since 1960.
That's amazing.
I don't know how long that's going to last. Of course, Army has to play Navy at the end of the year in their great rivalry game. So what a wild college football season we have. And I thought to myself also that I was so aghast at the death of the Pac-12 conference and the loss of 4 name programs that went to the Big Ten and the other 4 that went to the Big 12. What it's done, though, is it's opened up the window for conference games that used to be non-conference intersectional matchups. So therefore, you got Southern Cal, Penn State in a Big Ten game. That's an addition that we would not normally see. And you got Oregon in its game against Ohio State. And there's still an Oregon-Michigan game out there on the horizon. So as horrible as the death of the Pac-12 was, it's opened up the window for some unique matchups on Saturday that normally would never ever see. John, your turn.
I like that part of it, with Ohio State going to Eugene, Oregon. I mean, it's kind of like the Yankees coming to Petco Park.
Sure.
It's novel, and it was cool to see that. But that game, Oregon against
Buckeyes.
But the Buckeyes was fantastic. It was must-see TV. The play though that got me, I had never seen it before. That onside kick where the Duck kicker hit it off the chest of the Buckeye player.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that before?
No. And again, with the new rules, it's really different. But man, he blasted that thing.
It was brilliant.
And the thing was, I thought the Ohio State player, field the kick. Don't try to move out of the way and let one of the backup guys get it. But the ball hit him. Field the kick.
Right. But I don't think he even expected it.
No.
It was amazing.
It was line drive.
Yeah. I'd never seen that before.
Velo 101.
Yeah. Just to comment on the other games. I mean, SC definitely did choke down the end. I agree with you. Penn State, I always think of those bland blue and white and that whole thing. So interesting to see that they're a dynamic offense. The Aztecs, you got a brand new coach that has basically flipped the whole roster on its head. You got a freshman quarterback.
He's playing pretty well.
Yeah. And that's kind of my point, is that right now they're 2-0 in the Mountain West. That's not so bad. And their defense has actually been pretty impressive. So there's things there that you can feel a little bit optimistic about, but it seems like we've had to take, a step backwards before we can take 2 steps forward.
Yeah. And the next step forward is you're going to play big boys.
Big boys.
I mean, that's going to be something. Okay.